is the first episode of our conversation series. My name is Christian Hotchkiss. I am the president of the Stonewall Democrats of Pinellas County. We are the local LGBTQ Democratic caucus for the Pinellas County Democrats. We feed right into the Florida State LGBTQ Democratic Caucus. Our mission has several components, but of course the main mission is to help elect Democrats who are strong on LGBTQ plus equality issues and who will fight for the marginalized of all communities, such as our LGBTQ plus youth who are now under assault from Florida and the National Republicans. So that's a little history on Stonewall Democrats and what our mission is. A little history on me. Again, I'm the president. I've been the president for 2 years now. I was the vice president for a year before this. I grew up in Florida, born and raised in Brooksville, moved to Tampa in 2018 and St. Pete in 2020, and I haven't looked back. St. Pete is like a little oasis, and I absolutely adore it over there. So I don't plan on leaving anytime soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Christian. My name is Laura. I am the vice president of Stonewall with Christian. He's president, I'm vice president. I've been in that position. This is my second year now. Prior to that, I was the secretary for the organization. I also volunteer at other organizations around St. Pete and Tampa for, like the aquarium and doing other things, being involved in the community. I myself have lived in St. Pete since 2022, came down from Ohio, Toledo, Ohio to be exact, go 419. There, I've been very involved with politics since I was a little kid. My dad is an elected official up there, so, whether or not I had a choice is another thing, but I do actually enjoy it instead of resent it like some people might have. But yeah, so I've been very involved with the Democratic Party since I was a kid. And the first thing I did when I moved upon moving to Florida was register to vote and join my local caucus. So I'm just really excited to bring our conversation series to the broadcast. We've talked about doing this for a while. I actually did a podcast when I was in Ohio for local, doing the same thing, talking about local issues, having conversations with local leaders. And, at that time, knock on wood, I don't really want to bring it up because it's like the 5 year anniversary, but it was during the pandemic. So there was lots of pandemic talk. So, but
Yeah.
hopefully we're not going to have that happen again. So,
Knock on wood, knock on all the wood. Absolutely.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I will apologize here, especially with this being our first episode. I do have three cats, and so they're not used to the podcast situation yet, so they will be in and out. And if you see me shoving, that will be a cat going off the table. So
Yes, I will also give a caveat that I am not at my personal home. I am on vacation with family right now. So any background noise, I promise, is not me. I will try to keep it to a minimum, but please forgive any noise. So, Laura, to kind of get started, why don't you said you moved from Ohio. What brought you to Stonewall specifically?
As I said, I was involved a lot in my local Democratic caucus at home. I was part of the Young Dems, very active in the Young Dems. As is life, you age out of the Young Dems, which I did. So I had to find another caucus to join. And I am part of the LGBTQ community, so it made sense for me to align myself and join with the Stonewall Dems. It's been a really great journey since then, getting to meet so many people like you, obviously, Christian, and the other people that that are in our caucus. It's like especially I want to shout out our president emeritus, our prior president and founder of the caucus, Rick Boylan. He founded the caucus in 2005, I believe. Yep.
We just had our 20
And
year anniversary, our 20
yeah.
year anniversary is this year.
Yeah, it is. So, that's just amazing to think about what it was like in 2005, especially in Florida. Like I know, and that's the thing about St. Pete. It's always been a little bit different than, the rest of Pinellas County in Florida in general. But yeah, just to think about, Rick doing that, having the gumption to start that up here, pretty much by himself and with some other, with some help of some others, and to have stuck around for 20 years to help us still, I just really enjoy that.
Absolutely. Rick is a huge part of our organization. Like you said, he founded it along with Joe, our treasurer. They were
Yep.
both original founding members. So it's incredible to have them still around and participating and supporting us. I know that I would not be able to do what I do without those two, without you, without the rest of our board. And I'm sure they will all be on at some point to
Oh,
introduce
for sure.
themselves.
We'll
Um,
make them.
Absolutely. We'll bring them on. So you
Yeah.
guys will definitely get an introduction. Don't worry. We will talk highly of them until they do come on and afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. I got involved with Stonewall about I want to say 2022, just after I actually joined the Pinellas County Democratic Party. I was actually a member of the Democratic Party at Pinellas County first, ended up becoming credentials chair for them, ended up also becoming issues chair. And then last year, I was actually vice chair for the Democratic Party, which was a really amazing experience. Um, it was a little crazy being both president of Stonewall and vice chair of the Democratic Party, but we managed. It was pretty fun. Thankfully, now all of my focus is here on Stonewall, so it's been incredible. Rick was actually the one that got me involved here. I had met him before I had become a member of Stonewall through the DEC. And he kind of just mentioned, he was like, hey, we're looking for members. Also, our elections are coming up. Do you possibly want to be on the board? And that opened up the conversation. And of course, I couldn't say no once he explained everything that they were doing and what they wanted to do. So that's how I became the vice president for political action. And then after that, it just took off and I became president last year in 2024. And I've loved every bit of it. We just had our elections. Lori, you were voted for vice president again. I was voted for president. I'm very excited, very thankful for that. So we're excited to see what this next year brings.
Absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, I've had a passion for politics since I was young, but definitely my impetus for making sure to get involved in 2022, if folks, may not remember, because it seems like a lifetime ago, that was the summer of the Don't Say Gay and the drag bans,
Yes.
the beginning of that, and then that went on into the summer of 23 as well. So, we've just, we've been through a lot here in Florida, and there's, a lot still going on here at the state level and nationally. And I think that's, Christian and I really just wanted to have a space to talk about all those things, but also relate them to your everyday life, and like how does this affect me and my day to day in St. Pete, and why should I care, basically, because the election turnouts are not always the greatest, and I think it's just because it's so hard to know what is important. So we're just here to try to help you figure out what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. And another reason that I wanted to get this going is because I know a lot of our members aren't able to make it to our general meetings. A lot of our speakers aren't able to make it to our general meetings. So this is a great way to have a kind of fluid meeting space where we can invite local elected officials, local candidates, local activists throughout the area. Also on the national level, we definitely want to get some big names in here. We're very hopeful for who we can bring in and introduce to the St. Pete area. So, if you have any requests, please email us. You can always email us at info@stonewallpinellas.com. And that'll be a great way to get directly towards us. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about what we have, what we have planned and what our goals are. Again, the conversation series, connecting what's going on the national level to the state level to the local level, making sure that people are aware of everyday issues and how it's affecting them, like you said, is vital right now. I know a lot of people get inundated and caught up in the news cycles and the headlines, and they don't know exactly what is real. And so hopefully this will be a way for us to kind of tell people exactly what's going on, tell you guys exactly what's going on, keep you up to date on the major issues that are affecting us day to day. So
Perfect. And just one last thing. How about I have a name idea, just because I've had it sitting around for a while because I've been wanting to do a podcast, as you know. So how about
yes,
is for St. Pete's sake? Does
I
that
love
sound
it.
good? Okay,
I
good.
love it.
I've
for
got
St.
artwork
Pete's
and
sake.
everything ready, so we're gonna be fancy right off the get.
I love it. For St. Pete's sake, this is it by the Stonewall Democrats. I love it. Speaking of, yes, this is our first episode. We do, one of the things that we want to do is a shout out of the week. We don't have an official name for this segment as of yet, but we do want to kind of shout out some positives, maybe bring light to some negatives that are going on. So week after week, we will have a shout out of the week, whether it be positive or negative. And this week, I kind of wanted to start us off with a positive. Um, if you don't know Representative Sarah McBride, she is an incredible woman. She is a new representative from the state of Delaware. She was elected this year by an overwhelming majority. She is a trans woman, activist, Democrat, lifelong. She is just absolutely incredible. And this past week, there was actually, I believe it was a foreign relations subcommittee. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it was. Subcommittee meeting where the chair, the Republican chair of that subcommittee, called Representative Sarah McBride Mr. McBride. We know that she's a
Yeah,
trans woman.
yeah,
Well,
being a jerk and misgendering her.
yes, misgendered her right off the bat. Her response was iconic, and I kind of live for this response. Her response, without taking a breath, was, "Thank you, Madam Chair," to the male Republican chair of the subcommittee. And I just think that's absolutely amazing. Sarah McBride is just everything that I've seen about her, everything that I've read about her, everything that I've heard about her is absolutely incredible. And the fact that she was so quick to come up with those quips, that comeback was just amazing. I really hate what she's going through, but she is taking it like a champ, and she is out here doing really really hard work. So I really wanted to give a positive shout out to her and shout out that funny moment that I thought.
Yeah, she's amazing for that. She unfortunately dealt with the same stuff when she was in the house. She came from Delaware, and I feel like they call their House of Representatives something weird, like House of Commons or something. I know it's not House of Commons, but it's something weird like that.
Yeah.
But she was basically a state rep in Delaware, and went through the same, not the level of vitriol that she's had this time, but went through a lot of the same stuff. And then, the also to add to Christian's shout out is then after that iconic clapback from Representative McBride, in classic dad ally form, Representative, I think his name is Keating, just stepped right up and, did and absolutely let the chair know that what he did was completely out of line and out of order and was absolutely ridiculous. And instead of having a conversation about it or apologizing and, being an adult, the chair ended the committee meeting with nothing being accomplished. So yep, that's our shout out for the week. Go Rep McBride. If you haven't seen the clip, I recommend you go. It's all over social media. I highly recommend you click on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Please follow Representative McBride. She is absolutely amazing. She is so, so incredible and, again, doing incredible work already. Again, just voted into the U.S. legislature. She is doing incredible work. So thank you, Representative McBride, and thank you, Representative Keating, for being an ally, because we definitely need that. We need more of our straight counterparts coming and stepping up and being allies towards our communities. So thank you, Representative Keating.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for next week. We're going to line up a very special guest for you, and we will have that coming out on our socials in the next couple of days. But any last minute thoughts from you, Laura?
And not from me. Hopefully we're going to be pushing this out mainly through our the Stonewall Dems social media right now. So make sure you follow Stonewall Democrats of Pinellas on Facebook and Instagram. I think we have a TikTok. I don't think I've posted anything on it, but I think it exists. Stonewall Pinellas Stonewall or Pinellas Stonewall Dem. Search for that and it'll come up. And if you want to follow me on social, I'm Gerke313. I'm public, so I'm a little interesting to follow. So you don't have to, but so yeah, that's just but yeah, I'm gonna make a Instagram for the podcast and we'll get this all official.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And I do want to say thank you for setting this up. You are absolutely incredible. You are an amazing partner in crime and all the positive things that we do. But I absolutely adore you, and I thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thanks, Christian. It's awesome. It's always great to have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. All righty. We will be back next week. Thanks for tuning in.